Hey everyone, happy Friday. Welcome to the kitchen. And today or this week, we've been talking a little bit about sugar cravings. Sometimes we have holiday, it just seems that all holidays, go figure, have some type of sugary treat. I guess that's why we call them holidays and we celebrate. It's somehow these sugary treats have trickled into months before the holiday, months after the holiday. And so, how do we kind of keep the holiday feel and the celebration alive and then stop, like put an end to these sugar cravings after? So I've been getting a lot of questions about that this week. And one of the things, and to get a little bit sciencey about it, is the our gut, our microbes in our gut, some of them really like sugar and some of them don't. So if we can get the ones that really like sugar to kind of die off a little bit and not allow them to populate, then we can have a little bit more control. I don't know if that's the right word, but we have a little bit less desire to eat sugary foods. And so how do we do that? How do we stop them from proliferating or taking up more space or being a safety in numbers, calling out for sugar in our guts? And, of course, one way is don't feed them, right? Like a gremlin, don't feed it. You shouldn't feed it. The sugar monster is actually true. It will go away. So now we've fed it and we've opened up the door. And if you're typically somebody who has issue with sugar or typically any kind of like dopamine response, right? That's we're humans, right? So anything that's exciting, we have a dopamine response. It kind of gets in there. So you might think like, oh, well, I curbed my sugar habit, but now I'm gambling, whatever it is, right? So those two, they're not unrelated, so much. So one of my first lines of defense is to have people who really have like a sugar kind of addiction. They really love that dopamine response, and maybe there's some other things that's tied into that behavior. One of the things I ask them to physically do is to take 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a pint of water first thing in the morning and just drink that down. You can also drink apple cider vinegar like by itself. There's no wrong way to do that. You don't want to overdo it. Apple cider vinegar is going to change the pH of your stomach, and it's supposed to be in a range. We don't want to alter that too much. We want to alter it enough so that we can kind of kill that sugar craving. So I have just some basic. It's got stuff floating around in there. If you're not accustomed to that, that's fine. That's the live culture. Some people are like, "Oh, that's totally fine. Don't look at it." Okay, it's just you can shake it up and do 1 tablespoon, mix it in a pint of water. I have a pint glass here. These pint glasses are awesome and they're like right on season because around me, Boston, is Marathon Monday coming up. And I was trying to find Hopkinton, but somebody's walked off with my Hopkinton and left it somewhere else in our house. So I couldn't find Hopkinton. So we've got our entering Boston in honor of Marathon Monday coming up on Monday. Um, Fill that up with water, and then you can put 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in there. I love apple cider vinegar for a whole host of other reasons. I also have some others that are they're like different flavors. This one comes with a little bit of wildflower and honey. They're infused. I can use these for salad dressings. I typically don't buy salad dressings. I just mix together some oil and vinegar and make my own. And so apple cider vinegars or the different types can really give you a nice crisp flavoring. So as we move into spring, maybe you're having more salads, use some apple cider vinegar to create your dressing. Dressings are really like a 2-to-1 ratio. 2 oil to 1 vinegar is going to give you a very basic, like what I call it, was raised in Italian family. Like that's our Italian dressing. It was 2-to-1 oil to vinegar with some garlic salt. That was standard dressing for our salads. But you can be more creative and use different herbs and different vinegars and things like that for a different flavor. But you can start with that measurement. It can be really helpful. So back to our sugar cravings. We'll work in some of those apple cider vinegars, try to reset our gut biome and see if we can't decrease some of that. Of course, removing yourself from the environment that is laden with sugar is always optimal, but it's not always the case. The next thing after you do, like you can do the apple cider vinegar in the morning, Don't be doing it all day. Like I said, we don't want to alter the pH of your stomach too much. But what you can do is if you're like, oh gosh, I really want something sweet. All right, just take a hot second. You don't need to get like high fructose corn syrup drizzled in, more high fructose corn syrup. You might be able to just go grab some fruit, like grab some pineapple. It's very sugary, very sweet. You could try that. Even if you got to dip it in dark chocolate as a step down, totally fine. Just get yourself away from the holiday candy or that kind of stuff. Try to go with fruit. Try to just minimize that whole sugar intake when we get away from the holiday. It's great to have it at holiday, but we got to kind of make a clean break afterwards so it doesn't infiltrate and become a real kind of issue. Now, am I demonizing sugar? Maybe. It's not the best thing for us, but we can have it in small amounts, but some of us really can't manage that small amount. So if that's the case, reach out. There's other things that we can do. But start out with this apple cider vinegar. And then you can, just as a bonus today, talking about you can make your own salad dressings. Apple cider vinegars are always kind of fun. You can move into, more advanced use, rosemary or whatever you want to do, whatever. I had our farmer's market I was going to say last year, but I think it was maybe like 10 years ago. We went and they were making your own dressing, and they used lavender flower in the dressing, which was really kind of yummy as it turned out. So a little bit of the lavender flower, and they had like a garlic paste. And I think I tried to recreate it. Didn't go as well as what they did down there at the farmer's market, but you can definitely look into that. They're really nice flavors to wake up your vegetables in the spring, which are awesome and way better than your peeps. I mean, I know, debatable, but seriously, they're better for you. Okay. All right, everyone. Have a great weekend and enjoy your apple cider vinegar, and leave any comments or questions. I'm happy to get back to you.